Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for others to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything you need to get comfortable. Maybe it's a glass of water or a hot cup of tea or coffee. Also, if you have items at home and you'd like to smudge, it's a good time to grab these items as we begin to ignite the healing within. If you don't have smudge at home relatives, that's okay. We'll send some cleansing, healing, and positive energy your way. It's a new day. It's another sunrise and another sunset. This is our opportunity to take a moment to gauge how we feel and decide how we want to move forward on our wellness path today. Aloha, kakahiaka, hello and good morning. My name is Malia and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. Feel free to join us every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. where we will always breathe, stretch, explore ways to integrate self-care and wellness into our daily lives, and we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. So thank you for being with us this morning, relatives. I'd like to take a moment to recognize all of our relatives who are out here with us, as well as our HIR Wellness Institute team members who are here in this virtual circle of care to serve you. We have one of our counseling interns, Elizabeth, aka Liz. Good morning, Liz. How you doing? When you see the HIR Wellness Institute commenting, that is Liz this morning. No, she, like myself, we are here to surround you with care and to help you on your healing path. Liz can counsel in real time. So, Liz, if you have any comments for our relatives here, please feel free to do so. And also, no relatives, you can address Liz directly. And you can also address our relatives directly. This is what a circle of care is and what community-activated medicine looks like. Community-activated medicine means that the people are the medicine. And that means we have the ability not only to do our own part of our healing. We already have what we need in heart, body, mind, and spirit. We have within us to do that part of our healing. But in community-activated medicine, we also have the ability to hold space for others. We can provide everyone with emotional support without judgment, always with dignity, and without stigma. And although we can, always share what's in our medicine kit, we can always share what we find helpful. In community-activated medicine, it is always the understanding and the realization that everybody is walking their own wellness path. That is our sacred path. That is a path that we walk, and we walk alone. We're steering, we're driving, we're the captains, we're the chiefs on our path. We get to decide. But in community activated medicine, each of us on our own wellness paths right now, in our path and journey in life, are intersecting. And when we realize that we are the medicine, that the people are the medicine, this can be a very powerful place to release some things, to dig deep, to seek and find that thorn that's in our side, or that shadow that lies heavy in our hearts or in our spirits. When we're here standing together, shoulder to shoulder with others, it's sometimes easier to face that darkness. And also in community activated medicine, we have that ability to also celebrate, to honor each other's beauty, to honor the joy that we find in our lives, to stand by and say, yes, I see you. Yes, your joy is a good thing. Yes, those feats, those things that you've overcome, those things that you released, the happiness that you're experiencing, the pleasures that you find that bring you closer to your authentic self. And also, when we're talking about community activated medicine, there's the aspect of grief. We all experience loss, whether it be by the death of a loved one, or that collective mourning of the losses that we experience in society. Maybe it's our historical past and traumas. Maybe it's cultural genocide. Maybe our loss is, our children grew up and they're leaving the house. Our loss could be the feeling of losing of yourself as you transition into a different phase in your life. Loss and grief can be a lot of things. But guess what? All of those losses we can honor here. We can take a moment to reflect on that, and we can hold space for you. We can hold you up. There is no issue here that cannot be discussed. There is nothing here that we cannot hold space for you. And I'll always be here to remind you that you can come as you are. You don't have to pretend you're okay. It is okay not to be okay. And sometimes when you're not okay, you just need to sit in it and be in it and reflect on it. Or you need some time to just be with it. You can feel it so you can heal it, or maybe you don't know what you're going to do about it, and that's okay too. Community activated medicine is holding space. So let's go to the comments. Let's see how you're doing. How are you doing today, relatives? How are you? And as a reminder, I want to let you know that, some of us aren't used to being asked how we're doing in a genuine sense. We're used to that salutation of, oh, how you doing? And you might be having a horrible day and you're like, I'm good. We've been trained. We've been trained to mask it. We've been trained to hide from the discomfort. We've been trained to say, you know what, my feelings really don't matter. It's not a big deal. I don't want to be seen. I don't want people to know. I don't want to appear to be weak. I don't want to appear to be unwell. If that's me, then I'm going to look vulnerable. And if I'm vulnerable, then people are going to judge me. People can take advantage of me. People might see the ugliness that I'm trying to hide. Ugliness. But the truth is, our path and journey of healing, wellness, self-care, mental health, that's our path in life. And our path in life is hard. It's hard. And so when you wake up and you have those days and you're like, you know what? I'm exhausted. I'm sick of putting my mask on. I'm sick of swallowing it. I'm sick of suppressing it. I'm sick of pretending like it's not here. Today, right now at this moment, I'm going to take the mask off. Today, right now at this moment, I'm just going to let it be. I'm going to let it out. And guess what? That's totally okay. That's why we're here. We talk about some things here that can be hard to talk about to others, and they're hard to talk about in general. But as a reminder, this is your safe place. And so whatever you need to check in with, let's talk about it. The most important thing, though, as relatives, is you remember that although it's always safe for you to check in here, you can always type in the comment section. You don't have to be eloquent or well written or a poet. We have our poets out here. We have our relatives out here who can say it and say it beautifully. But the most important thing is that you do allow yourself to feel what you feel, to say what you need to say, and even if it's not in the comment section, it might be to yourself, and that's the most important thing, is be real with yourself. The second thing is maybe you don't want to say it here, but here you can work it out. You can begin to plant the seeds of processing whatever it is that you need to release or that you're experiencing or trying to figure out. And then once we use that here, the space for that, then when you're ready, you can go to someone that you trust that you can talk to. It might be a family member, it might be a friend, it might be a coworker that you even trust, whoever it is. Your counselor, your therapist, a doctor that you trust. Let this be that sort of cooking pot here where you decide, what am I going to put into this? What am I going to take out of it? What do I want it to end up being? That's what we do when we reflect. We figure out what we're feeling. We figure out what we need. And we do it in a place that you are respected. Although I can't see you here, I see you here. And this is your space. Yes, this is your space. This is your space. We're all out here just living our lives. I'm here too, in the circle. Not before you, not after you, not more than you, not less than you, not above you, not below you. We're all here together, all equal. I'm sorry, I'm the one with the camera. If we were in person, this would not be an issue. But COVID has its things. The silver lining is we can all be together anywhere in the world right now. We can be together at this moment. And that's amazing. So with that, let's go to the comments and see how everyone's doing. Remember, relatives, there's no being late on these videos. You can come in 30 seconds before the video's over. You govern on your time. But do know that you can check in whenever you come in. You come in at 8 a.m., great. If you come in at 8:30, great. If you come in for 2 minutes because you got something going on or something came up or you got to go to work or you got to take care of the kids or you got to do what you got to do or you're just led to do something else in your day, no worries. We're always here for you. And so with that, our first comment, Evie says, good morning, Malia, and everyone in our circle. Yes, Evie. How you doing today, Evie? She says, that's odd. I didn't get a notification. Yeah, so, Evie, I gotta say that too. This morning, so when you go live, I don't know if relatives, here's my check-in. I'll do a check-in. Went to go live this morning. I've been doing live videos since about the beginning of COVID, sometime shortly after Friday the 13th of 2020. It's been some time, right? But today they had completely changed the way that the layout looks. So I don't understand. It took me a minute to go live because I'm like, wait, I have no idea what this is. But my check-in is I'm rolling with it. It's all good. Not a big deal, but I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Like right now it's interesting because normally I can see comments and I can see my screen. But right now all I can see is comments. I can't even see if you can see me. I hope you can see me, but I can't see me. So, which is kind of nice not to be always have to stare. It gets tiresome to stare at yourself every single day. So my check-in is like, yes, I'm happy that I can't see my camera right now. It's a nice little relief. And Evie, Liz asks you, Evie, how you doing? Our occupational therapist is here with us as well. Her name is Claudia Meyer-Smith. And like like I said, right here, right now, you have an advocate. That's what I am. I'm also a community healer. I'm just here to hold space for you and remind you that you're amazing, worth your healing, worth your time. Also to remind you with that mirror that you are a healer. You have your own healing within you. You have your own medicine. You are enough. You can do your part. um, Claudia, as an occupational therapist, she helps you live your best life in real time. If you have struggles or things that are that you're going through in life that maybe uh, our occupational therapists can help you with it. I'll give you an example of occupational therapy. I have a 12-year-old son. He plays a lot of video games, so he's developing this like gamers, bend where you're like bent over playing video games all day. And so his posture is getting bad, and he's 12. I'm like, you're 12 years old. You shouldn't have a hunch. So one of our OTs, her name is Val. She helped me with some stretches that he can do and some activities that he can do in the day. She also let me know about, when you play video games for a long time or you're on the screen for a long time, every 20 minutes to rest your eyes, just look away from the screen for about 20 seconds and pay attention to something else. She also gave me some exercises that he can do to strengthen his back muscles to keep his back straight. And she also told me some activities that he can help with during the day, like when I have groceries to put away, I should have him help me with the reaching and putting things up in the higher cupboards, because that can really also help his posture and keep him reaching upwards. So that's just one example of limitless, infinite examples of how occupational therapists can help you. If you're recovering from an injury, and maybe you're worried about your mobility, or it's so broad. So Claudia, if you have any input as well, please feel free to do so. Claudia, she is our lead occupational therapist and our instructor, occupational therapy instructor for our interns. Evie says she's better now that the weather is cooler at nights. Yes, relatives, this morning it's about 70 as opposed to like the almost 90 degrees it's been, so it's been a relief. Jessica, good morning. Says, great to be with you all for a little bit. Hey, Jessica, we love getting you just for a little bit. Glad you're here with us. Evie says, R.I.P. Andre. Yes. Yep. Remember here, relatives, we're here. And you experience a loss, whether it's, in a family, in community, in society, whether it's death, whether it's parting ways, whether it's divorce, whether it's separation, whether it's whatever it is, we can talk about it. So yes, Evie, thank you. Liz says, thank you for bringing this in, Evie. I'm sending some loving energy your way. Thank you, Liz. And Evie says, saying we're okay is how we're programmed. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Indigo, good morning. How you doing, Indigo? You want to check in? Glad you're here with us. Evie says she's happy that the U.S. is out of Afghanistan. Huge relief. So I've always followed the news very closely. Haven't looked at the news or heard any. I'm completely news ignorant right now. So whatever's going on, Evie, I'm gonna have to look into it. I feel out of the loop. That's amazing, though. Liz asks, how you doing this morning, Indigo? Evie says, FB Live was weird the other night, too. Then she says, I hunched a lot because I was very tall as a child. My mom had me stand with a stick tucked under my elbows. Archaic, but effective. Ah, you're tall too, Evie. I'm very tall. Tall people in the house. Evie says Andre was an 8-year-old hammered to death by his grandfather. Tekatakwa, Jade, good morning. Remember, always correct me with your beautiful names, your traditional names. Good morning, how you doing, Jade? And Liz says, I'm so sorry, Evie. We hope you are giving yourself the space and time that you need for this. Absolutely. Relatives for Andre, and that's a very, very sad and horrible story. Remember, we always have our traditional ways of healing, so if you want to lay tobacco in honor of the loss of Andre, if you want to pray, send out some good energy towards his family. And while we have new folks arriving, feel free to check in, relatives, always. You can always talk further about what it is you're feeling, what it is you need. I'm going to go ahead and prepare us a cup of peppermint tea. 8 fajitas yesterday. They were delicious. But I still feel I'm sitting in there. They were steak and chicken, and I woke up this morning and I'm like, I ate those fajitas at like 4 or 5 o'clock, but my tummy needs some digestion help. So I got my peppermint tea, boiled the filtered water. I just want to show you what it looks like. It smells amazing. Peppermint tea is one of my go-tos. Why? Because it's affordable. It tastes great. I like it because it's caffeine free, and I cannot drink caffeine. It makes me ill. I wish I could, but I can't. Smells like candy canes. It's just amazing. Just crushed peppermint leaves. That's all it is. Great for kids, or if you're not a tea person and you want to start getting into teas, I highly recommend going with a peppermint for many, many reasons. The affordability piece and all that. So I have a big old pot that I made this morning because I want to have peppermint iced tea later today and tomorrow. So I'm just going to put this in the filtered boiling water. Remember, good for digestion, also for mental clarity. If you're needing that mental boost, but you don't do well with caffeine, I highly recommend this. Also, my auntie, she gave me some I wanted to share with you. Look at this gorgeous lavender. It smells amazing. Oh my gosh, does it smell absolutely... So, it smells like... There's nothing like the smell of fresh lavender. It doesn't smell like essential oil to me. It doesn't smell like lavender essential oil. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of lavender in my tea as well. Why not? Look at how gorgeous. Amazing. Thank you to my auntie for providing us with lavender. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and also I have some garden sage right here. Got this from my friend who's a farmer here in Wisconsin. She gifted it to me as well. Smells amazing. I'm going to just put a couple of leaves in here too, because why not? I'm going for it. It's like a true Wisconsin tea. And we'll see what it does to the flavors. I'm going to let it steep for a while. I'm just going to kind of push this down a little bit. Give it a little stir. You can already see the color starting to come in a little bit. It has this lovely chartreuse kind of color. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cover it and let it steep. Because with peppermint tea, you actually do want to boil the tea leaves. It's one of the few, or the peppermint leaves. It's one of the few teas that you actually want it to boil. And remember, when we're talking about actual tea leaves, we don't ever want to boil white teas, green teas, or oolong teas. They'll burn. It'll kill a lot of the things in it that we want that are beneficial to us. But peppermint tea, you do boil it. You steep it for a long time. They recommend 7 minutes. I let it steep overnight. If I want to make a nice brewed iced tea, I'll just leave the leaves in there overnight, or the leftover tea that I have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this aside, and we'll just let it brew for a while, and we'll see what happens. I can't wait to taste see if the lavender comes through, if the complexities with that and the sage. I'm just really excited. So let's put this lid on. So relatives, feel free to let us know what is in your morning elixir today, what is in your healing cup. Maybe it's a cup of water, maybe it's you got vitamins with it, whatever you're doing this morning, let us know. Evie says, oh, learning to navigate the comments here. Indigo says, I'm doing pretty well. My dog woke me up earlier than I really wanted to. Still needing extra sleep, but otherwise all good. Had a nice walk today, and my dog got to play a little with the neighborhood puppy. Aww. A puppy will always make the day better. I'm glad you're doing well, Indigo. And those, our four-legged relatives, gotta love them, but why do they always wake us up early? Claudia says, our mood and mental health, our sense of self and presence are all impacted by how we move. Occupational therapy looks at the whole of you and what you want and need to do. When you can't, you question yourself or diminish what you are. OT helps to build your life, best life, an enabling can. Yes, thank you, Claudia. Beautiful answer. Appreciate that. So relatives, occupational therapy, it's here at the HIR Wellness Institute for you to support you in your holistic way of wellness. The HIR Wellness Institute is beautiful because not only are we training the leaders and healers of our next generation, from our children to our interns, but also, you can be in a space where we provide more than just counseling and therapy. We're culturally rooted. We also provide advocacy. We also provide social work. We also provide, cultural ways of healing. We provide holistic wellness. We can talk about teas and essential oils. When I'm talking about culture as medicine, you can come, we can pray. You can be whatever religion you are or aren't. You can be whatever tribe you are or aren't. We can still be in a culturally rooted place where whatever your needs are, you inform us how we can help you, and we will work with you for that. That's what we also call a circle of care. There's two ways to look at a circle of care. Our circle of care is right here, right now. All of us in community activated medicine, we are in this circle to reflect, to let the people be the medicine. But you can also have a circle of care where you are surrounded with whatever it is you need in your healing path. And at the HIR Wellness Institute, we offer something called a wellness consult. So let me tell you about a wellness consult, because this might be something that's very helpful to you. And remember, all of our services are free. We don't ask for insurance cards. You can have insurance, but we won't ask you for a card. You cannot have insurance. You can have state insurance. It's irrelevant to us what your insurance situation is or isn't. But what a wellness consult does is, with the consult, you can come in, or we can meet by Zoom, or we can meet by phone. You can meet with me. And Liz, can you put my email in the chat, please? So if people want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me directly. So what we do is we schedule a time that we meet. Zoom, phone call, Facebook, or not Facebook, Zoom, phone call, or in person. Then when you come to a wellness consult, I just sit and I listen. I get to meet you, And I'll ask you things like, how are you doing? What brings you here? How can I help you? And we can do that together. And then based on, what it is that you're trying to work on, you know, that wellness consult will turn into a circle of care if need. And that need might be an occupational therapist. That need might be therapy and counseling. That need might be emotional support. That need might be cultural healing. That need might be teas or essential oils, or it might be that need might be Reiki, energetic healing. And it's all here. It's all here at the Institute. It might be social work. You might need somebody to help you in advocacy. Maybe you're dealing with a stressful court appearance. Maybe you were assaulted. Remember, we help to serve victims of crime. We help to serve people who are victims of domestic violence, sexual assault. We help people who've dealt with traumas in their past. Maybe things are starting to surface again. Maybe there's something that happened today or yesterday or recently that's triggered some traumas in the past, and you need to help working through it. Maybe there's something as far as, if you're dealing with a pre-existing condition or illness or mobility or something like that. Maybe you need help with occupational therapy. But we're here for you, relatives. And if we don't have it in-house, we can always help you to find it. We can do our best to help you to find it. And just remember, you are not alone. Evie responds to Indigo's comment about her dog waking her up earlier than she wanted. Evie says, mine does this too. I tell him, give me another minute, and he lays down and waits. That is so cute. She says, I have 4 pots of lavender on my deck to keep away the winged nation. They need to be repotted soon. Nice, Evie. Sage and tea sounds lovely, she says. Liz says, I love this. I was going to put some pots of lemongrass by our doors at our house, but I just never got around to it, and I currently have 123,456 mosquito bites. The mosquitoes are bad this year, relatives. They are bad this year. I'm sure the birds are happy, though. Evie says, lemongrass is my next feat. Tag the survey, please. Yes, Liz, thank you, Evie, for asking. Please put the survey up, Liz. I appreciate that. Liz will put it up right at the end of the video, so it's easy access for you all. Okay, relatives, I'm going to pour us a cup of tea. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay, so we here. Oops, my lid sunk in here. This is not the lid. This is not the right lid pot. Okay, so it smells incredible. It smells so good. I can smell the sage. Not so much the lavender, but the peppermint is coming through as well. But I don't have too much lavender in here. I got my beautiful cup that our CEO and founder, Leah, gifted. Have y'all ever met Leah? She's amazing. So she is a Pacific Islander like myself, Native Hawaiian like myself. She's the mother of Oneida children. She's incredible. She gifts a lot. This is my teacup from her, and she's the one who developed and coined the term community activated medicine. And thanks to her healing and her vision, that's why we're here doing this right now. I'm spilling a lot. Okay. Spills coming through, lots of spills. Look at the color of this tea. So this goes to show this is a nice, richly brewed tea. A couple of peppermint leaves fell in there, but I'm not worried. I'll drink some crushed peppermint. All right. The aroma. Uh, there's something about the sage that just smells so healing. Look at that. I'm going to drink the peppermint leaves. I don't care. So, relatives, a toast to you. Remember, we're on our healing paths. Each and every one of us are on our own journey, but we aren't traveling alone. Every time we intersect in a way of intentionality, in a way of healing, that gives us the ability to practice community-activated medicine. This gives us moments to reflect together. This gives us moments to honor each other, to hold space. And you deserve that space. You deserve that time of reflection. So a toast to you on your healing journey. It's the beginning of the week. May you have moments filled with peace, with calmness, with mindfulness and being present. May you have moments of joy, laughter, and when you need it, courage and strength. Cheers. Whoa. This is an amazing cup of tea. This is an amazing cup of tea. This is one of my favorite cups this year. The temperature is still nice and hot. I can smell the sage coming through, but the flavor of it's very subtle. The peppermint is nice and full. The lavender, I think I just didn't put too much of it, enough of it in there, but this is an awesome cup of tea. And with that, relatives, I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Remember that you are the most important part of this virtual healing circle. Nobody brings the medicine like you do. You're one in over 7 billion people. And that medicine that you bring to the collective right here, right now, for our collective healing is extraordinary. It's powerful. So thank you for that. Malama pono iko kino, take good righteous care. Malama, take care. Pono, righteously. Iko kino, of your body. And also your mind and your heart and your spirit. Why take good care? Because you deserve it. You're walking your healing path every day that you wake up and the sun rises again. And the moon is there to greet you in the evening. Every single time that we do that, we are walking forward on our path of wellness, self-care, mental health, and our path in life. You deserve to be happy. You do deserve that time to take care of yourself. Aloha nui, huge love to you. You gotta love yourself. Why? Because this is your path. Own it, take care of it. As we're healing, allow yourself to become conscious. Allow yourself to awaken to your power. Allow yourself to love yourself. Allow yourself to fill your cup. Allow yourself the time and opportunity to give you what you need, because we cannot pour from an empty cup. Your body is that cup. You are the vessel. You are the vessel of love. You are the vessel that contains the medicine. You're incredible. You're loved, and you are love, and you deserve love. Indigo says, Leah is an amazing woman. Her energy is so powerful. Yes, she is a very petite and beautiful woman. Her power is exponential. She is amazing. Katrina, we have another beautiful, powerful, you're all powerful. Katrina is a powerful artist and dancer and creative and filmmaker and singer and everything, and she's here. Katrina, good morning. She says, grand risings, relatives. And Evie says, blessings for a wonderful day. Before we go, relatives, there's a community survey linked to this video. Please take a moment to complete this survey. It's completely anonymous. It asks just a few questions. It's how we keep our funding going. It's how we're able to keep offering services at zero cost, completely free, because your healing is important and it should never be connected to money. Ahui ho'aku no relatives. We'll see you all later, and aloha.